I'm going to let you take the reins here.
Are we going to talk
for
about
a little UFC?
Oh, I can't wait.
A little UFC minute from Chris Mano.
All right, guys, we're going to make this one quick. So, big weekend in UFC. If you guys checked in, UFC 320 is in the books, right? We had a couple familiar faces who've got some familiar gold around their waist again. We got Alex Pereira, who at light heavyweight took down Ankalaev, who beat him earlier, TKO'd him in the first round. And we got Merab, who's as dominant a bantamweight as I can remember. Merab started to unveil some new stuff in his game. He started to let the hands fly a little bit, which if you know Merab, he's got the most takedowns in UFC history. Guy's whole game is predicated upon wrestling and grappling and being able to take guys down. They say he's boring for that reason, but I mean, he started letting the hands fly, and God help everybody in the bantamweight division if that becomes a thing, because there's nobody even close to him. What I want to touch on first is I just want to go back to the Pereira fight and just acknowledge Pereira for a very cool, very classy moment. If you're familiar with the UFC, you know that when these fights end, usually you're making a call out for your next fight, right?
Right.
Well, if you're familiar with the UFC game and kind of the sports game in general, you know that we lost Arthur Jones this week. Arthur Jones is a former defensive tackle for the Colts and the Ravens, and he's the brother of John Jones, UFC champion. And he passed away suddenly. So normally when it's kind of been floated that Pereira may move up for the White House card and wants to fight Jones at heavyweight. So for that reason, I think everybody was expecting him to make a call out of Jones afterwards. And he did like the classiest thing you can imagine, because he called for a moment of silence for the brother of John Jones instead of using that opportunity to big up a fight, which is something that these guys never pass up. You know? I thought it was really cool on Pereira's part. Pereira continues to be a class act.
That's awesome.
And that was the end of it. Conor McGregor news is there. He was suspended for PEDs. Now, the interesting...
surprise.
Well, here's the deal. So it was a 24-month suspension, and under normal circumstances, it would have run into that White House card, but they worked it down to 18 months.
Funny.
Well, here's the thing. So he didn't test positive. He had 3 missed tests, which is the equivalent of a positive test. And if you look at Conor McGregor's last couple of years, to think that he wouldn't show up to something on time is sort of par for the course. Like, I do think there is probably stuff coursing through his veins right now. I don't know that I think they're performance-enhancing drugs more than I think they're just like yachting as a billionaire type of drugs.
Right.
So I don't know, but that's something we can keep an eye on. It will be over by the time the White House card happens. And just to wrap this whole thing, the White House card date was announced. June 14th of next year. Coincidentally, that falls on President Trump's 80th birthday.
Wow.
So we're going to run
and he does
UFC
everything. There's a plan for everything that he's got.
Well,
so this is a great birthday celebration for him.
Yeah, and it falls on a Sunday. So I think that UFC fights never happen on Sundays. So I think he probably realized we can celebrate multiple things these days. Save a little money.
Yeah.
You know?
That's awesome.
That should be cool, man. So the White House card is going to happen.
Still cannot
for you
wait
guys
to
react
see
to
that.
as well.